I've got a prophetic dream to share.
Held me closely to your side.
Okay, and blessings to you guys in the name of Jesus. Man, I've got something interesting to share, and it's got to do with Canada. It's got to do with the government, the election, and I felt the Lord say to me in the last couple of days, Terry, quit pushing, just relax, let me work. And so that's fine. And then last night I have this pretty wild dream. It's just amazing. And then the most unlikely coordination with things that actually exist. It's like impossible odds that it would be this. And I'm going, wow, oh my goodness. So let me set the stage for the dream, and it has something to do with what you saw here on this picture here that I made, the thumbnail, and Wild Dream checks, Government of Canada checks right there, and Mark Carney. Now, what's happening with this dream is, for over the last number of years, I've had this kind of repeated dream of Justin Trudeau, and in the dream, I never know what to make of this thing. It was a weird dream. In the dream, he would have these checks, these Government of Canada checks, and be turning them over and looking at the back and then back and forth. And now it's switched over to, in the dream, Mark Carney, and he's got the Government of Canada checks, and he turns them over and look at the back and back and forth. And there's something wrong here. Something wrong here. It's all the feeling I can get out of it. Until I realize what's going on in the dream is that the checks are made out to something in particular, and then the endorsement on the back isn't the same. And it means like money's not going where it's supposed to go. And this is the kind of stuff that was going on in the dream. And why would I've had that dream a couple times over the years, and I'm going, wow, that's really weird. So here I am last night. In the night, I have that dream, and this time it's Mark Carney and the checks, and they're flipping them over, looking at the back, looking at the front, back and forth. This goes, kind of transferring from Trudeau over to him. Look at the back, look at the front, and it was this weird thing. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. All of a sudden, the voice. When I get the voice in the dreams, it's God, the narrator speaking. All of a sudden, the voice says, "Implement State Act 131. That's what it says. Implement State Act 131. And I just wake up. And I go out, and it's the middle of the night, and like 2 or 3 a.m. I go out, and I write it down on a note for the morning so I don't forget the details, and go back to bed. So this morning, I'm looking at this, and I thought, what is State Act 131? And it's interesting, is we don't have state acts. We got acts of a government, act of parliament, that establish the laws in the country, but state would be some other place, I guess, where there's a state. But it could be a state of things, right? But Act 131, so I get on the search engine, and DuckDuckGo is what I use, and immediately up comes a bunch of Government Acts 131. You won't believe what's on there. The first one I encounter was from Parks Canada and regulation of the Act 131. Get this, is preservation of heritage and sites of the war dead. Preservation of the heritage. Implement preservation of heritage. Isn't Canadian heritage being pulled down all over the place? Right? Like even our exhibit here in the Royal BC Museum, which was my favorite one I'd go into, this whole floor, which was, like the history of Canada being founded in the old villages, the old, just wonderful. I like colonial kind of thing. And for all the wokeism, they tore it out, and then there was such an outcry, they're going to redo it. Implement Act 131. Parks was preserving the heritage. It's like God's saying they're going to start preserving heritage again. Second thing I find, and actually I popped it up on Grok here, so let me show you some of these. This is pretty crazy stuff. Here's another one. Legislation in Canada, the Section 131, Immigration and Refugee protection under our Canada immigration. What have we got going on with immigration here? Well, what this is about is offenses for breaking the immigration laws. Act 131, human trafficking, other things. It's about obeying the law with immigration. That's the second one. Like, can you believe that? What's the chances of preserving heritage and statues getting torn down and all this stuff, and then obeying the law around immigration? Another Section 131, or Act 131. And then we go on to the next one. Oh my goodness, it's just like, what? You can't believe that this is happening here. This is under the Act for Corrections in Canada, Section 131. It has to do with parole and reviews of parole conditions. Now, isn't that another big one here in Canada? Criminals getting let out early or not detained at all, and implement Corrections Act 131, where you're dealing with the law and changing law around parole. That would be something, wouldn't it? And then we get the next one. This is crazy. I cannot believe that this is going on like this. Criminal Code Section 131 is about perjury. Now, we have had lying again and again in this election campaign. Again and again and again. When you get on the stand and lie, there's perjury. What's the chances of Section 131 being about preserving our heritage, about criminal code section on perjury, about releasing criminals early, all under 131? It doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there because it goes on section about parole and justice. Then we got the CRA, the Canada Revenue Service, and what have we got is another one. Oh, I don't have it up here. Another Section 131 in the CRA concerns capital gains, being taxed for capital gains. In that case, it's talking about mutual funds, and if you make money in mutual funds, it's capital gain. Another big issue in our election is, are we going to see the capital gains tax jumped up to 66% instead of 50% is taxable on capital gains? Remember, for the campaign, they've pulled it back. The Liberals have pulled it back, but that'll show up again. And so there you go. 5 things that strikingly are Section 131, what I saw in the dream. And the voice says in the dream, implement State Act 131. Wouldn't that be something that we see that happening? We start to see the preservation of our heritage once again, and the sites of the war dead. That we start to see, not the capital gains not go up. That we see the Justice Department start to be enforced. That perjury and lying be dealt with. That parole for criminals and release of criminals stop, that it becomes, we start to have a criminal justice system that works, and that those that break the law in immigration are held accountable, because they're not right now. Isn't that amazing? So there you go. That is that summary of the crazy dream that I had last night. And what can I say about it? Wow.
When caught deep in the valley, with chaos overcome me, I find my comfort here. 'Cause I know that you.
Once again, I want to invite you guys to go to Spirit FM, and I'll just pop our logo up here for you, so that you know where you can go and listen to us online here at the radio station. 88.7 Spirit FM in Campbell River's website's spiritfm.ca.
Let's go.